So visualize like an accordion, right? So you have this mechanism that makes sound and requires this constant in and out movement, right? In order to perfect the ultimate noise that you want it to make, or to get the ultimate objective, which is great music, what you do is you actually are squeezing, you're letting out, you're squeezing and letting out. And this is a great metaphor for business and for your personal development as well. You know, once you set this vision and you've got a plan in place, you know, a lot of people ask questions about, you know, how do they stay the course? How do they know they're doing the right thing? How do they avoid the distractions? We've addressed a lot of these over time, but I think that one of the pieces of advice that I often give to people is that in order to get your culture to the right place, there is a vast difference between empowerment and micromanagement, right? And as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, when you're trying to impart, get culture embedded into the organization, and you're trying to accomplish this vision, what you do is you keep things very narrow and very tight, like the accordion, pulling it together initially. And as you start to gain some momentum, what you do is you loosen things up. And that's where that blue ocean stuff comes in. That's where the entrepreneurial spirit inside of your organization, if you really want to capitalize on your people's talent, it comes in that expansion off of the vision. But you got to walk that fine balance, right? Just like the instrument, if you let it out too far, you lose all the sound. And if you bring it in too tight, you don't make any sound at all. And so what you're trying to do is you're finding this balance. And in a business, it's exactly the same thing. You bring things really close and very tactical and very strategic, and you prescriptive in every aspect that you do, and then you let it out, right? You let it out and you empower people to use their creativity and their industriousness to try and add some of their own personal touches and techniques to it. And ultimately what you end up doing as an entrepreneur is you turn up the volume on what sound you want most. What note are you going to hit? What are you going to try and accomplish? And there's this constant ebb and flow of, bringing it tight in until you get back on track, and then letting it out so that you can expand and reach those new levels of success. The accordion is a metaphor that I use all the time, and I think whether you're an individual trying to stay focused on a singular goal, right, and get really narrow until you're profitable, and then expand it out and add additional things, additional lines of business, additional verticals, right? When you've got that right rhythm in your business, like, it makes beautiful music. And that whole idea of bringing this thing in and out, in business, it's kind of like making music, right? I mean, ultimately the goal is when you get it right, the pitch is perfect and everything flows smoothly. And just like a hit song, everyone's going to be singing along. That whole culture, your entire organization is going to be in rhythm with that flow, that ebb and flow that you want. And that's ultimately, the key to long-term growth, right? Bring it in, let it go. Bring it in, let it go. Each time you get a little bit further, you let things go out a little bit further, and you bring it in a little bit tighter. And that process is ultimately going to lead to real great, harmony.